Greetings to all. A warm welcome to all of you. My dear sisters and brothers and my dear friends, a warm welcome to all of you. This is your Pastor Yadi. I'm still in Belgium, so for a couple of days there was no broadcast, but we move on with the same meditation we started in The Way to Love, in Meditation for Life. And today I'm going to talk about no stone will be left. When his disciples came to point out to him the buildings of the temple, he answered them, "You see all these? Do you not? Truly, I say to you, there will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." Matthew 24, the verses 1 and 2. Think of a flabby person covered with layers of fat. That is what your mind can become. Flabby, covered with layers of fat till it becomes too dull and lazy to think, to observe, to explore, to discover. It loses its alertness, its aliveness, its flexibility, and goes to sleep. Look around you and you will see almost everyone with minds like that. Dull, asleep, protected by layers of fat, not wanting to be disturbed or questioned into wakefulness. Now, what are these layers? Every belief that you hold, every conclusion you have reached about persons and things, every habit and every attachment in your formative years, you should have been helped to scrap off these layers and liberate your mind. Instead, your society, your culture, which put these layers on your mind in the first place, has educated you to not even notice them, to go to sleep and let other people, the experts, your politicians, your culture and religious leaders, do your thinking for you. So, you are weighed down with a load of unexamined, unquestioned authority and tradition. Let us examine these layers one at a time. First, your belief. If you experience life as a communist or a capitalist, as a Muslim or a Jew, you are experiencing life in a prejudice, slanted way. There is a barrier, a layer of fat between reality and you because you no longer see and touch it directly. The second layer, your ideas. If you hold on to an idea about someone, then you no longer love that person but your idea of that person. You see him, her, do or say something or behave in a certain kind of way and you slap a label on. She is silly or he is dull or he is cruel or she is very sweet, etc. So now you have a screen, a layer of fat between you and this person because when you next meet him, her, you will experience them in terms of that idea of yours even though they have changed. Observe how you have done this with almost everyone you know. Third layer, habits. A habit is an essential to human lives, human living. How would we ever walk or speak or drive a car unless we relied on habits? But habits must be limited to things mechanical, not to love or to sight. Who wants to be loved from habit? Have you ever sat on a seashore, spellbound by the majesty and the mystery of the ocean? A fisherman looks at the ocean daily and does not notice its grandeur. Why? The dulling effect of a layer of fat called habit. You have formed fixed ideas of all the things you see, and when encountering them, it is not them you see in all their changing freshness, but the same dull, thick, boring idea acquired through habit. And that is how you deal with people and with things, how you relate to them. No freshness, no newness, but the same dull routine, boring, waste produced by habit. You are incapable of looking in other, more creative ways, for having developed a habit for dealing with the world and with people. You can put your mind on automatic pilot and go to sleep. The fourth layer, your attachments and your fears. This layer is the easiest to see, but a thick coating of attachment, of fear, and therefore dislike on to anything or anyone. In that very instant, you cease to see that person or things as it really is. Just recall some of the persons you dislike or fear or are attached to, and you will see how true this is. Do you see now how you are in a prison created by the beliefs and the traditions of your society and culture, and by the ideas, prejudices, attachments, and fears of your past experiences? Wall upon wall surrounds your prison cell so that it seems almost impossible that you will ever break out and make contact with the richness of life and love and freedom that lies beyond your prison fortress. And yet the task, far from being impossible, is actually easy and delightful. What can you do to break out? 4 things. First, realize that you are surrounded by prison walls, that your mind has gone to sleep. It does not even occur to most people to see this, so they live and die as prison inmates. Most people end up being conformists. They adapt to prison life. A few become reformers. They fight for better living conditions in the prison, better lighting, better ventilation. Hardly anyone becomes a rebel, a revolutionary who breaks down the prison walls. You can only be a revolutionary when you see the prison walls in the first place. Second, contemplate the walls. Spend hours just observing your ideas, your habits, your attachments, and your fears without any judgment and condemnation. Look at them and they will crumble. Third, spend some time observing the things and people around you. Look, but really look, as if for the very first time, at the face of a friend, a leaf, a tree, a bird in flight, the behavior and mannerism of people around you. Really see them, and hopefully you will see them afresh as they are in themselves without the dulling, stupefying effects of your ideas and habits. The fourth and most important step, sit down quietly and observe how your mind functions. There is a steady flow of thoughts and feelings and reactions there. Watch the whole of it for long stretches of time, the way you watch a river or a movie. You will soon find it so much more absorbing than any river or movie, and so much more life-giving and liberating. After all, can you even be said to be alive if you are not even conscious of your own thoughts and reactions. The unaware life, it is said, is not worth living. It cannot even be called life. It is a mechanical robot existence, a sleep, an unconsciousness, a death. And yet this is what people call human life. So watch, observe, question, explore, and your mind will come alive and shed its fat and become keen and alert and active. Your prison walls will come tumbling down till not one stone of the temple will be left upon another. And you will be blessed with the unempathic vision of things as they are, the direct experience of reality. Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, there will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." Jesus came and changed the whole environment. And many people did not understand him. They started rebelling against him. But he was a revolutionary. Through his life, people changed. People saw that he truly was able. And they saw that he truly was the Son of God. So what you just heard about the temple, that no stone left upon one another, the Holy Spirit is able to give you a new form of life, a more deepened life, a more spiritual insight, conscious life. Let him touch you. Let he embrace you with his love and insight and wisdom. And if you feel that you are in a prison, come out of it. There's a life waiting for you. And I believe that a life can be changed even if you're still in the same area, but it's about what happens inside of you, how the soul reacts in allowing us to break up. May God bless your hearts, my dear ones. This is your Pastor Yeti.